Hello, 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 hello. Um, Today we are going to be talking about um just having 5 more minutes. And you're probably wondering, what am I talking about? Before I jump into that, please hit that like button, ring that bell for notifications. Also, please subscribe. Also, I am getting over a cold, so please bear with me. My voice is fading in and out, so I am doing my best to keep it going. I'm staying hydrated. Um, After successfully avoiding that holiday crud, it somehow caught up with me literally the day after New Year's. But anyway, that's what I get. But today we're gonna dedicate this episode to my pawpaw, who passed away years ago, and excuse me, how I want just 5 more minutes with him, and everything. But there's a few songs out there that I want to give a shout out to. Um, 5 More Minutes by Scotty McQuarrie, The Other Side by Lauren Elena, and If Heaven Wasn't So Far Away. These songs obviously have a special place in my heart. Um, and when I was grieving at that time, it hit differently. That's the thing. And see, for those of you who don't know, my grandparents did raise me most of my childhood. And my little pawpaw was a major person in my life that I loved and looked up to. And I remember him calling me Bit and Redbone, and that was just his nickname for me. And there's so many things like I still want to make him proud. Like I know he's looking down on me from heaven, and I'm thinking in it's moments like this, especially living so far away, that I'm thinking I know he's looking down on me because he's never that far away at all. And my little pawpaw was just my rock when the time when I was a kid, and I didn't really have anybody. And we all have someone in our like that person in our life that we just need 5 more minutes with. And everything. And I know his memory will live on. When I have a son, if I have a son, my firstborn son is gonna be named James Stephen, um, after him and my uncle and everything. So the James is obviously a family name, and I want his memory to live on. And my little pawpaw, he cheated death so many times, and he died in the most ironic way possible, peacefully in his sleep. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if that man had an agreement with death or what. But if I could just have 5 more minutes with him, I would. Like, there's some things I do regret not doing, like before, and not going to visit him in Mississippi. But I was at a very weird place in my life. That's not an excuse. But I just want 5 more minutes with him, and I know his memory will live on. So, um, there's a Bible verse that I wanted to say, and it's John 16:22. So also you have sorrow now, but I will see you again, and your hearts will rejoice, and no one will take that joy from you. Um, but it got me to think. But here's the thing: we all have someone we would like to have just 5 more minutes with, whether it's your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, somebody out there that we need just to have that time with. And my little pawpaw played a major part in my life. Um, he lived right next to us on Gates Hill in Sweetwater, Alabama. And I talked about what it was like growing up small town in the previous episode. And I think having 5 more minutes would say so much right there. Like, what is something if you had 5 more minutes, what would you tell that loved one like? Think it would say, I love you. And I know you're here with me every single day. And while I have done the whole grieving process for that, it's years later and it's never easy. And I know we all grieve differently and everything. In this episode, I want to dedicate to him because he showed me unconditional love. He showed me that you didn't that not every love is gonna be conditional. He showed me that when you love someone, you love them without any conditions whatsoever. And at the time as a kid, I didn't know that and everything. He never gaslighted, manipulated me, and all that stuff. And it's hard, especially when you're a kid and you don't really have stability, but you have one constant in your life that you had. And here's the thing: day he died, I remember getting a dream that he died, and the night before. So the next morning, I woke up to a phone call, and he was dead. So that was a very hard week and everything. And I remember leaving Hanceville, Alabama to go down to Thomasville, Alabama, so I could help with the funeral arrangements and all that. So it was hard, but it was, he was my pawpaw, my little pawpaw, and made it all worth it. But that's it for this episode. I know it was short, but join me next week as we talk about the power of letting go. And if you want to sing Let It Go to